What's going on, people? I hope everybody is cool. So, I wanted to hop on here real quick, man, and address this video that Donald Trump put out as it relates to DEI. Now, many people are saying that this is reparations, but for white people. So, I want you all to check out this short clip that I'm going to play, but then I'm going to come back with my commentary. So, stick around because I'm going somewhere with it. Check it out.
Told you. So Donald Trump says he believes in reparations for white people who have suffered under DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Here it is.
I will direct the Department of Justice to pursue federal civil rights cases against schools that continue to engage in racial discrimination and schools that persist in explicit, unlawful discrimination under the guise of equity will not only have their endowments taxed, but through budget reconciliation, I will advance a measure to have them fined up to the entire amount of their endowment. A portion of the seized funds will then be used as restitution for victims of these illegal and unjust policies that hurt our country so badly. Colleges have gotten hundreds of billions of dollars from hardworking taxpayers, and now we are going to get this anti-American insanity out of our institutions once and for all.
Yeah, man, we're going to stop it right there. Now, that clip was courtesy of Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Ritchie, man. Shout out to that brother. Now, check it out, man. I'm going to dive into it. Now, in light of the recent election results, I want to address some key points about the reparations movement that many people were talking about. Over the past 4 years with Kamala Harris, etc., and Joe Biden with the Biden administration. Where does the reparations movement go from here? Because many advocates for reparations were outspoken in their discontent with the Biden-Harris administration. Right? I mean, one of the main clips that we saw was, Kamala Harris saying, "I'm not going to do something for only black people." No, that was the main clip that was played over the past 4 years of the Biden administration. And listen, I'm not here to speak up for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, none of them, because I am not a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat, but nor am I a Republican. Okay, I do not stand shoulder to shoulder with Charlie Kirk and Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Nick Fuentes. You all can have that. Myron Gaines. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'll stay away from that as far as I can. But I'm not a Democrat either, so I'm in the middle. I'm an independent, okay? But as it relates to the reparations talk, I dare you all to ask Donald Trump about reparations. You wouldn't even waste a breath. I dare you, because listen. There is nobody to target now as it relates to reparations. Listen, you all wanted the Democrats out, and the Democrats are out. The Biden-Harris administration is done. It is over. Okay? You all let it be known over the past 4 years, hey, man, if you do not cut a check, if you do not support reparations for FBA, ADOS, etc., if you do not support it, then we will not vote for you. We will get you out of office. We'll flip states red, etc. That was the main talking point. Hey, man, what do you have specifically for black people? What bill do you have, like you did the Asian hate crime bill, etc.? What do you have specifically for black people? If you have nothing, then we will not vote for you. That was the talking point, and now it has come true. Your wishes have come true, okay? The Democrats are done. The Democrats lost a lot of seats. The Biden-Harris administration is coming to an end. So where does that leave reparations? Because I'm going to tell you now, Donald Trump ain't cutting no check. Seriously. Donald Trump ain't going to cut it. And this is coming from a black American man like myself who supports reparations. Okay? Who supports reparations. Okay? American descendants of slaves definitely are due reparations. Okay? They're due it. Point blank period. I support it. I support it. And I have called for it and etc. But now that the Biden-Harris administration is gone, there is no boogeyman to pick on as it relates to reparations. There is nobody to say, hey, we've been voting for you for this amount of time and that amount of time, and you haven't done anything for us, so we're not going to vote for you. So now who are you going to pick on? Because the Republicans are not going to cut a check for you. The Republicans do not support reparations. So who are you going to pick on as it relates to reparations? Who are you going to discuss reparations with? Because Donald Trump and them, they're not going to even entertain it. They're not going to even entertain the thought of it. Period. Listen, man, this is just the honest to God truth, man. If y'all come anywhere near this new incoming administration talking about reparations, even thinking about reparations, looking like you're going to say something about reparations, even smelling like you bet not say a word that start with reppa. All right? If you do, you're going to get thrown up out of there. I'm just kicking the facts. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just kicking the facts. This is the honest to God truth, because the new incoming administration has made it clear, hey, we ain't rocking with no reparations for no descendants of no slaves. All right? Listen, man, the Republican Party has made it clear that they largely oppose reparations. All right? Prominent Republican figures have made it clear that they do not support reparations for Black Americans. All right? So who are you going to talk with about reparations in the new incoming administration under Trump? Who are you going to talk to? I mean, you want to holler at, Mitch McConnell? Mitch McConnell said a little while ago, quote, I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago, for whom none of us currently living are responsible, is a good idea, unquote. Okay, so he's made it clear that he believes addressing reparations would be divisive and costly. What about Representative Burgess Owens? He called reparations a, quote, non-starter, okay, that would cultivate a victimhood mentality for Black Americans instead of empowering them, unquote. All right. So we see where he stands on reparations. What about Senator Tom Cotton? Okay, he's another vocal opponent, describing reparations proposals as, quote, divisive, unquote, and an attempt to, quote, blame America, unquote, rather than addressing forward-focused solutions. What about Tim Scott? Okay, Tim Scott, the only Black Republican in the Senate. He has also opposed reparations, saying, quote, you don't go back and try to find a way to assign blame for something that has already passed, unquote. So he's made it clear that he views reparations as a backward looking approach that won't address current issues facing Black Americans. All right. So considering the lack of support from the Republican Party, who are you going to talk to about reparations? Now, I understand because there was footage of even the Democrats, fanning their hands at reparations and giving thumbs down to reparations and just totally disregarding reparations. So again, I'm not here to defend the Democrats. What I'm saying now is there is no need to keep making videos about the Biden-Harris administration. The Biden-Harris administration is leaving. They're heading out. They're out the door. Your wish has come true. So now where does that leave reparations? Who are you going to talk to? Donald Trump? Donald Trump? Here's what Donald Trump thinks about your reparations.
Taking down to them a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name. No, George Washington was a slave owner. Was George Washington a slave owner? So will George Washington now lose his status? Are we going to take down, are we going to take down statues to George Washington? How about Thomas Jefferson? What do you think of Thomas Jefferson? You like him? Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue? Because he was a major slave owner. Now we're going to take down his statue. So
So he's defending slave owners, so you already know what he feels about reparations, okay? Who you going to talk to about reparations? Vivek Ramaswamy? Elon Musk?
I think we want to look to the future rather than the past. And instead of engaging in constant rehashing of the past, because in fact, if you look at history, if you study history broadly, everyone was a slave. Everyone.
Okay. I've seen enough. So as a Black American man who actually supports reparations, and I do support reparations, but The incoming administration does not support reparations at all. Okay? At all. So where does that leave the reparations conversation? Well, you're gonna just talk about it for another 4 years, or we're gonna get it. Listen. In order to pass reparations, you have to do it politically. Just saying we're going to get it. That's not going to get reparations. Okay, a president has to sign off on it via executive order or sign it into law. Okay, and with the incoming administration that's coming in, there is nobody who supports reparations for the descendants of Black Americans. So another 4 years, maybe. But as of now, listen, man, it's looking blurry. And listen, man, seriously, again, I support reparations. I am an advocate for reparations. Black Americans are due reparations in this country. Point blank, period. Okay. Even the Bible says, pay what you owe. Okay. Pay what you owe. But that is a verse that, the United States of America does not want to abide by when it comes to Black Americans. Man, I'm going to end with this, man. As we continue important discussions around the topic of reparations, let's remember that our lives don't need to be placed on hold, especially for another 4 years waiting on political decisions, right? Because reparations is not going to happen under the Donald Trump administration, period, because they have made it clear they're not rocking with it. Okay, now anything is possible, but that's just something that I don't see, not under this administration. And, it was played around with under the Biden administration. So, instead, man, embrace a powerful journey of growth, prayer, and closeness with God. Yes, I'm going to preach before we get up out of here. True greatness is cultivated within, often through our relationships with God, through Jesus Christ, who offers a path of purpose, healing, and empowerment. Draw closer to God through Christ, repent, all right, and let him guide you to be a life changer right where you are. Seeking God can help us move forward with hope and build a legacy beyond politics, okay? Because God is in control, man. Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, Biden, Obama, etc., all of them are playing a part in what's leading up to the Antichrist, okay? So remember, man, through prayer, we gain strength and clarity, which empowers us to make positive impacts in our families, communities, and beyond. Remember, quote, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future," unquote. It's Jeremiah 29:11. So keep striving, walking in faith, and trust God through Jesus Christ. All right. Regardless of any external outcomes, man, especially when it comes to political figures, all right, because you just never know. Right now it's up in the air, but choose God and be fearless. Peace out, man.